Money or passion, what controls what you do with your life? Today I want to talk about the quote, "I'm only in this for the money." So I have a couple of points that I want to touch on. One of them is when I was little, I kind of grew up as an only child. My siblings are a lot older than me, they're in their 30s, and I'm 18, so I'm really young, and the gap is like, it's pretty big. So it was always just me, my mom, and my dad when we were little. And, my dad would come home from work, and he would be really happy, and he would, have a smile on his face, want to cook dinner, and all that. So he's a plumber, and he loves what he does. He always has had a passion for it, and he's never stressed out, very easygoing, and he loves his job. My mom, on the other hand, would come home from work. She'd be a little stressed out from her day, tired, doesn't want to talk, doesn't want to cook. She just wants to relax. She's like, I'm going to my room, good night. And she works at Edison, which is an electricity company, and she's in management, so it's kind of stressful. But she makes a lot more than my dad does. And when I was little, she always told me, I want you to do what you love, not something that makes money, which is kind of contradicting to what, I experienced when I was little. But I see her going through that still to this day, and she's 56, and she still works her butt off, still makes good money, but she doesn't like what she does. So when I told her, oh, I want to do makeup, she was like, okay. She's like, well, do you love it? And I was like, yeah, I do, and I have a passion for it. So when I was little, I practiced really hard, and I got good at it, and now that's what I do. So I feel like this quote is really important because it talks about having passion and doing what you love, and I think that's a lot more important than how much you make at the end of the day. And I think that's an opinion too, because a lot of people that I know, friends, family, they're more focused on what makes money, and that's what they want to do. What can I get the most money out of, and that's the work that I want to do for the rest of my life. But I feel like that's not me. I want to do something that makes me happy, and something that I feel like I have a passion for, and that I feel like I'm genuinely good at. And that's the difference between, some people that I know. But that's one example from my mom. And then another example that I have to share with you guys is my boyfriend. He wants to be a police officer. And I was like, okay, is this something that you really want to do? Do you see yourself doing this? And he's like, well, I don't know. They make good money because all of his family is in, law enforcement, and they're kind of high up on the ranks. So he's like, I want to get to where they are and make money like that and be able to support, a family. And I'm like, is this what you really want to do? Or is this because of the money? Another point. And he's like, well, it's good money. So I just feel like at the end of the day, we should be doing things that make us happy, because when you come home to your house, even if it's big and it's, has nice things in it, at the end of the day, are you happy? Do you get up every day and you want to go to work? Or do you get up and you're stressed out and you're just gotta get it over with? So I hope you guys can take something away from my quote today and try to find something that you're passionate about and do it forever. Thank you.
All right, well, I like the way that you kind of divided up the idea in these two directions, and you related it to the quote at the beginning. I don't think that you do that quite as well at the end. You just kind of go on the one tangent that you were following at the end of the presentation, and that's okay. It makes an effective point, and that's what you wanted to talk about, which is apparently your passion. That's perfectly fine. I think you could use a little bit more structure. You started off pretty well with, I thought, we're going to talk about your mom's perspective, your father's perspective, and then we get the boyfriend added into this situation. So I guess there are three issues that we're going to be looking at. That's perfectly fine, but it felt like that second one was just sort of added as we went along. You've got a lot of good detail in your stories. I appreciated that. You told it in an interesting way. The thing that helps a lot is that you were engaged with us. There's a good sense of immediacy when you were talking to us, that you are you care about what you're saying, you're interested in what we want to get out of this, you have an opinion, and you look at us the whole time that you're speaking, your voice sounds confident and firm, you're doing the kinds of things that we would want a speaker to do when they are talking to us. So I think that's pretty effective. I thought there were lots of indicators and gestures while you were speaking. Sometimes the nails were a little bit distracting because they're a little extra, little detail on there. But what are you going to do? You know, that's just the way you were dressed today. All right, fair enough. We'll stop there.